What's up, Wizards? It's me, Mooner. I'm back. I got a gameplay vid for you guys. This is a hotly contested matchup here. I've heard from both sides that it's favored, highly favored in some cases. While I don't agree that Kano is highly favored into Enigma, I do think it is a pretty decent matchup. I would say maybe like 45-55. That is in New's favor, but it's still a quite winnable matchup. Now, there's a couple ways that you can approach this matchup. You can either pitch stack or just go for tempo. I think that if you pitch stack and give her enough time, she's just going to establish a massive board and get her like Rage Specters out and Mirror Guys out, and you gotta do board management. So I like to just take this game like from a tempo standpoint. I know a lot of people are on Waning Moon, which I do think is probably objectively correct, but I just value the extra reach that you get from Crucible in here, and I just like to play the game from like a more tempo standpoint. Just deal with board state, try to do as much damage as possible. This is her usual setup here: AB3 with the stilettos, gauntlets, and the crown. But let's get and if I can have an option, I'd like to go first in this matchup. Just to, if she does decide to throw down some auras, you can deal with them and the possibility of getting potions out. So let's get into the game. So I do go first, and I decide that I'm going to throw just a straight up Swell Tidings at her, just a monster 6 at her. And fish around for a potion. We see a Blazing Aether, but she can just AB3 it, no big deal. And this is where I should have at least banished the Blazing Aether, because it would have at least threatened her to a point where she wouldn't have felt comfortable making the aura. So that was kind of a misplay on my part. And then I just go straight to Arsenal with a Voltic Bolt. But I still got 3 damage through, but on the flip side, she did get an aura, and a pretty good one. So I don't know who won that turn, but I don't know what's taking me so long at Arsenal. Sometimes when I'm playing, there's a little bit of lag on my Wi-Fi, and I think that might be the issue. Now I draw into that Blazing Aether I knew was there, and then 3 poppers. So I know that Enigma is on a lot of attack actions in these new builds, like Spears of Surreality, Phantasmaclasm, and things like that. And popping them doesn't mean that they can't still play an aura. So it really was pretty inefficient of me to to run attack poppers into this matchup, but I decided to anyways. Anyway, well, I don't get too punished for it, but I get punished enough that I have decided that poppers in this matchup aren't really worth it, because with Phantasmaclasm they can just take your popper. If you pop an Miraging Metamorph, they can just make a copy of an aura at instant speed, throw down an aura, copy it before the combat chain closes, that kind of shit. So I just decided to throw this for 6 Voltic Bolt, when I probably should have just attacked with the thing. But this is if the game does go 2-second cycle, I at least have like a popper if it comes up, or a big attack. And I cleared all of her auras, which she's pretty quick to just put some more down. So we got a Spectral Shield coming at us for 4. And don't really care about that. She's going to Transcend. Pitch the Transcend to put a counter on Spectral Shield. So I've got a couple options here, but what I want to do is get this Voltic Bolt out, or I mean get this Aether Flare out for 5. I think she can AB1 or AB3 and prevent a lot of her shields from breaking. And then it's just a naked Aether Wildfire. It's not the best time to see it, but it is still 4 damage. It does force her if she wants to keep her shields or not, which she doesn't, when she ends up taking another damage. So we have another Spears of Seriality coming down. This time I don't have a popper. I just take the 5. And here comes a Phantasmaclasm. So in response to this, I'm not sure if you know, but you can just dump your hand and then you still get, even if you don't have any cards in hand, you still get a card. I think it might be a Talishar bug, but I'm not sure. So that's what I'm going to do, is I'm just going to dump my hand, get a card, block for 3, try to get some damage in while she doesn't have any resources floating. And then we're going to send a Sonic Boom at her. And then we see a Blazing Aether, so that's going to come in for 4 as well. Oh, I'm fishing for some more spells to get this as high as I can. Yeah, and that's pretty nice. We see an Aether Flare there. That's perfect. So then this Blazing Aether comes in for 7. I still get a card I can block for 3. I'll take 6 damage. But we're closer to life parity already. No, I don't want to block with my Striders. I want to activate my Striders and play this Blazing Aether that's in my arsenal, which will essentially take her to, I think, 1. Yeah, it doesn't kill her, but it was definitely the move. I got her all the way down to 1, and I'm at 13. So now it's just trying to sneak that last damage across is going to be tricky, because she's going to play ultra defensively, I would imagine, and I'm just going to go and hunt for damage. And of course I hit a Kindle off the top, so that's not fun. What I need to do now is just save a blue and send this Vendal's Fighting Spirit at her. Try to take as much damage as I can without dying, and hope that she has nothing but like auras and bullshit in her. And she ends her turn. And so Vendal's Fighting Spirit for 7 it is. She instants out another aura. It'll protect her. She won't die. But before I move to end of turn, I might as well see what's... Yeah, I knew it was a Kindle, that's right. So So here we can just search for that last damage. All we need to do is just get to like 5 or 6. Pump this with Metacarpus Node and play Kindle. Here she plays a Manifestations of Mirror Guy. And I just want to draw into 3 blues, but she just she just conceded at that point. But yeah, that's how I like to play the matchup. Just deal with auras and just try to throw big numbers at face. And I don't think you necessarily need to pitch stack this matchup, but I know people who have had a lot of success with it. If that's your jam, that's your jam. But yeah, thanks guys for watching, and peace out, Wizards.